Right now at 5, a former lacrosse pediatrician pleads guilty to charges of child sexual assault.
You're watching WKBT Lacrosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozorowski. We will get to that story in just a bit. But first, before the family climbs in the car for the trip north, south, east, or west, or if you've got family coming to town on this Memorial Day weekend, let's get a little weekend weather outlook from our First Warn meteorologist, Eric Dean.
Good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Hey, it was another gorgeous day across the area. We had temperatures in the mid-70s. Take a look at the numbers for today. We made it to 76 in La Crosse. 77 was the high in Eau Claire, 78 Black River Falls, 76 in Sparta, 79 very close to 80 in Boscobel. You're going to get there for your Saturday. Now, the radar scan showing a clean sweep across the area, and we can put this to bed as we go into the Memorial Day weekend. We're going to see abundant sunshine. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s. High pressure is large and in charge. You can just see that high pressure just sitting there, and it's not moving much throughout the weekend. As a matter of fact, we'll get on the back end of it. We have a stationary boundary to the north of us as well, and that's going to stay in play for a little bit. It will eventually turn into a warm front, and then we'll see those temperatures start to creep into the upper 80s, even low 90s. But right now, not a bad evening. Temperatures in the 70s from top to bottom. You can see right there, there's City Cam. We have a gorgeous evening in store. So there's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. We'll go to 81 degrees. We'll start the day off with temperatures in the 50s. We'll go to the upper 70s by the afternoon and early evening hours. Now, Ken, coming up in the First Warn forecast, I do have rain chances in the forecast, thunderstorm chances in the forecast, and a 90.
All right.
A 90.
A little bit of a mix there.
A little bit of everything, minus snow.
Good. Would hate to see that these days.
Me too.
Eric, thank you very much.
You bet.
All right. A former lacrosse pediatrician today pleads guilty to 2 counts related to child sexual assault. Joseph Poteruca pleaded guilty to felony second-degree sexual assault of a child and 4th-degree sexual assault, a misdemeanor. The second 4th-degree sexual assault charge was dismissed but read in. The sexual assaults were not related to his treatment of patients as a doctor. The judge ordered a pre-sentence investigation, a sentencing scheduled now for July 31st. The Onalaska teen accused of armed robbery was in court today. During the preliminary trial, an investigator testified about the robbery. He said Ephraim Coe went to the victim's apartment on Avon Street to buy marijuana. The investigator said Coe went into the bathroom and then came out with a gun demanding cash. He said Coe repeatedly pointed the gun at one of 2 victims' heads, demanding they go through furniture for cash. He said Coe stole one of the victims' phones at one point and transferred money to himself from a Cash App account. The investigator described a victim fighting Coe and then Coe firing a gun into the floor of the apartment before running away. The judge bound Coe over for trial. His attorney entered a plea of not guilty. A pretrial conference is scheduled for mid-June. The La Crosse Police Department says it's seeing a rise in catalytic converter thefts. Officers are investigating a series of both converter and license plate thefts in the city. Police have since arrested a suspect, but officers want to remind car owners to be on the watch for suspicious activity. Officers say those converters are easily stolen from underneath your vehicles. They say if you see someone hovering around or under a car, report it to police. Converter thieves also tend to go for cars in poorly lit areas or places that they don't see security cameras, so be mindful of where you're parking. Around your home, they consider investing in some home cameras or maybe outdoor lighting to try and deter any thieves. After helping pull down the statue of a Civil War hero and abolitionist outside Wisconsin's Capitol building in 2020, one man is now paying the price. 33-year-old Kelsey D. Nelson has been sentenced to 6 months in jail after driving the car that pulled the statue of Hans Christian Heg down and looting a nearby jewelry store. Nelson has been ordered to pay $5,000 to the jewelry store and $2,500 to the State Department of Administration for the damage to the statue. Those costs will be split among those who were part of the incidents. The top House Republican says he is optimistic a deal on the debt ceiling will be reached, but stops short of predicting it could be today. Progress has been made on a plan to cap spending and raise the debt limit for 2 years, but differences remain. Willie James Inman has more from the White House.
Mr. Speaker, arriving for another day of wrangling over the debt ceiling, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said he's optimistic.
We're going to work as hard as we can try to get this done.
The Republican speaker says negotiators made progress on a deal with the White House to raise the debt limit and avoid defaulting on America's bills. Sources familiar with the talks tell CBS News the deal would cap overall federal spending levels for the next 2 years. Military and veterans funding would increase slightly, while domestic spending would dip slightly or remain flat.
It's really coming down to one thing. This has been about spending.
The two sides still appear to be at odds over work requirements for Americans receiving government assistance, but Republicans wouldn't comment on specifics.
Everybody wants the detail, but the larger issue here is an agreement that changes the trajectory of our nation's finances.
The White House has just 6 days to get this deal done, or the Treasury warns the country could start defaulting on its bills.
$25 billion in Social Security checks are set to go out the door next Friday.
The American people deserve to know that the Social Security payments will be there.
President Biden has said default is not an option, while adding there are competing visions for what America's budget will look like. Congress has adjourned for the holiday weekend, but lawmakers could be called back to vote if a deal is reached. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
A 2-year deal would mean the executive and legislative branches won't have to revisit the subject until after the next presidential election. In the meantime, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the debt ceiling deadline is now extended to June 5th, 4 days later than the previous estimate. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is vetoing a bill that would have raised wages for rideshare drivers. Walz's decision comes just hours after Uber threatened to stop operations outside the Twin Cities metro area if he signed the bill into law, a move that would affect those in smaller cities who depend on rideshare services. The governor says he understands drivers' disappointment, but stands by his decision.
I tell them I understand their disappointment, understand their frustrations, but I hope they know I'm with them on their cause. This just wasn't the vehicle to get it done.
Now, along with the veto, Walz issued an executive order to create a committee tasked with generating a stronger bill for the next season. A new Minnesota state law means nearly all workers will have paid medical and family care leave. Esme Murphy takes a look at some of the big changes and what it means for Minnesotans.
There were cheers as Governor Tim Walz signed one of the most impactful bills to come out of the jam-packed legislative session, paid family and medical leave. Some lawmakers have worked on the issue for more than a decade.
Paid family and medical leave benefits every single person in this state.
We thought we'd answer some of the many questions that people have. First, when does this bill become effective? January 1st, 2026. Who does this bill cover? Nearly all private and governmental workers, both full-time and part-time. What does this bill provide? Well, it provides 12 weeks of medical leave, including for a pregnancy. It provides 12 weeks of caregiver leave. It provides 12 weeks of parental leave. It provides 12 weeks of safety leave for anyone experiencing something like domestic violence. And it provides 12 weeks of deployment leave for anyone dealing with the deployment of a loved one. How much will I be paid? Lowest earners will get 90% of their weekly salary. Highest earners will get about 55% of their weekly salary. How much will I pay in? Well, starting in January of 2016, workers that earn about $50,000 a year will pay just about $4.33 a week. Workers that earn $100,000 a week will pay about $8.65 a week. Who would oversee and pay my benefits? The state of Minnesota through a new state insurance program.
Although the bill covers those who work for private companies, their companies will have to offer these leaves for it to go into effect. The companies can opt not to pay for it and have the state program pay for it instead. Well, this weekend kicks off the unofficial start to summer, and with many kids being home alone while school is out, it can be easier for them to get into trouble. Wellness experts say 11 is usually a good age to start allowing kids to stay home alone. They say it's important to teach your children what to do during emergencies like power outages and fires. One Gunderson expert says boundaries and rules are critical to keeping your kids safe.
I think setting guidelines and standards of what's okay for your youth to do while you're gone. Is it okay for them to go to the store when you're not here? Making sure you're having a check-in system, that you have code words in place.
Harris also recommends parents review expectations with teenagers, including where they're going and who they're going with. In honor of those who have lost their lives protecting our country, La Crosse Central High School today continuing a tradition that's over a century long. Today, the school hosted its 101st Memorial Day observance program. The ceremony included performances from Central High's Color Guard and Flag Corps and music from Central's Robed Choir. One veteran says the school's efforts mean a lot to him and others in the community.
It's humbling that a public education institution does take the time to honor veterans and recognize the ultimate sacrifice made by those who died in the service of their country.
Today's main address was given by La Crosse School District Superintendent Aaron Engel, who has served in the military for 20 years.
Glad that our students and our community could be a part of celebrating Memorial Day. It's important to recognize the service of others and those who have fallen in defending our country.
Central High School has hosted the program every year since opening in 1923 and encourages community members this weekend to thank any veterans that they may know. Just ahead on News 8 Now at 5, we'll show you the new wildlife program that's rewarding dogs for lending a helping paw.
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses and get $100 instant savings on Ashley Sleep adjustable base sets. Plus pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
May is Maytag month at Menards, and we're passing savings on to you with the largest in-stock appliance selection. Find the best prices on Maytag appliances. Right now, save over $800 on this great Maytag laundry pair after sale price and rebate. Update your bathroom with a Moen faucet that suits your style. Moen faucets give you a lifetime of beauty, reliability, and innovative features. Get this Mica bathroom faucet for $99.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Lighthold Music believes that peer pressure can be a positive thing. It starts when one child becomes the member of the school band or orchestra. That's why we work hard to make it possible for every child to have an opportunity to learn a musical instrument. We have low month-to-month rental fees and our famous No Worries insurance that covers everything. 2 years of rental payments can apply toward the purchase and service by our expert repair technicians. Go to our website for 5-minute online rental.
Roast beef. 4 for $10. Yeah, you know. That classic Arby's. Roast beef. Roast beef. 4 for $10. Arby's. We have the meats.
Thanks, La Crosse, for voting Dahl Ford the best new car dealership, voting Gino Arts the best car salesperson, and voting Abra Auto Body the best body shop in La Crosse County. We do our best to exceed your expectations every day.
It's Ashley's Memorial Day weekend sale. Check out these must-have items, now under $500. Saturday through Monday. The first 25 guests will receive $50 Ashley cash. Plus pay 0% interest for 72 months with no minimum or down payment. Only at Ashley.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A new program is rewarding dogs and their humans for being responsible at the Upper Mississippi Wildlife Refuge. The Bark Ranger program kicks off soon. Now, BARK stands for Bag Your Pet Waste, Always Leash Your Pet, Respect Wildlife, and Know Where to Go. You can have your pup sworn in with their paw print to become an official Bark Ranger.
We're going to do a scoop for poop. So we'll give you a bag, and you can go and help us clean up our trails from other pet waste that was left behind. And if you bring it back, we will give you a scoop of ice cream. And we even will have pup cups for your dogs.
Sweet deal. All right, the swearing-in event happens on June 3rd at the La Crosse District Visitor Center. Registration is required. Each dog will get a certificate and bandana. 5th grade students from West Salem Middle School are showing off their annual Restaurant City projects. The students are tasked with choosing a state that interests them and developing a model restaurant, including theme, storefront, and menu. Teachers from West Salem say that when students chat with incoming 5th graders, this project always stands out as a crowd favorite.
We love restaurants. We all have our favorite restaurants, and they were able to take their own background knowledge of what they know about restaurants and take their favorite parts about restaurants and put it into their place. Plus, come up with any new and innovative ideas that maybe we've never seen.
Teachers say the students enjoy this tradition because it gives them total creative freedom. Coming up, many want to soak up the sun as summer arrives, but health experts want to make sure you don't fry out there. They've got a few reminders and recommendations for us in just a few minutes.
And I'm meteorologist Eric Dean. We will see temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s to start your evening. We'll go into the upper 40s, low 50s for the overnight hour. On the menu tonight, shades and sunscreen will be needed as we go into your Memorial Day weekend. We have 80s and 90s in the forecast, but thunderstorm chances, they make a cameo. We'll talk about that with my 8-day forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's.
Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
It's the Memorial Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, with store-wide sale prices, 24-month financing, and even free gas. Only at Drury's will you find beautifully tailored sofas and chairs, handcrafted bedrooms and dining rooms, a huge selection of premium leather, and the designers to help you put it all together. Shop top manufacturers like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, and Stressless. Great sale prices, 24-month financing, and even free gas. Now, during the Memorial Day sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Hello, my name's Boris Gump. Chocolate? Mama always said buying a car was like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get. Me and Jenny, we buy all our cars at Sleepy Hollow. They got new cars and used cars, a body shop, parts and everything. Like me and Nate, the Sleepy Hollow serviceman, we just like peas and carrots. I'm not a smart man, but if you need a car, you should be running to Sleepy Hollow.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Friday before Memorial Day is designated as Don't Fry Day, where health experts are warning about the dangers of excessive sun exposure and skin cancer. So if you plan to head outside this summer, doctors recommend you choose sunscreen that has an SPF rating of 30 or higher. If you have sensitive skin, mineral sunscreen will irritate your skin less since it sits on top of your skin rather than being absorbed like chemical sunscreens. But doctors want you to know that chemical sunscreens are still just as effective.
Chemical sunscreens are equally safe. For these to be effective, you do want to apply them about 15 to 20 minutes before going outside.
Doctors recommend using a cream or lotion for the first application before you head outside and to reapply every 2 hours. And of course, wear hats or sunglasses for that added protection. Although if you've been outside at any point this week, you probably already got some nice sun exposure. Maybe you got a good tan base already, Aaron.
That's right. I was out earlier this week on the lawn. I even got a little bit of a roast going on. So.
Yeah.
Tell you what, this weekend, not a bad weekend. I know some of the splash pads across the area are opening, pools are opening, so definitely a good weekend to get out and enjoy it. One thing to note, the allergies. Take a look here at the allergy forecast for the weekend. The grass, the pine, and the trees, they're still on the medium end, and they're going to stay on the medium end. until it rains. Now, we do have rain chances in the forecast, but you've got to wait until next week to see that. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when the rain chances will start to pick up. So Memorial Day weekend, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. And today, not bad. We're not going into the 90s today. We went to the 70s. 76 to be exact was our high. That's where we should be for this time of year. So there's another mark on the average in 9 days below normal, 15 days above normal for the month so far. Now, if you do have plans for Memorial Day weekend, here's a look at that forecast. We will go into the 80s for Saturday and Sunday. Memorial Day, Monday, we will go into the upper 80s. Some places will get into the low 90s as high pressure stays in control and we get on the back end of it. The stationary boundary to the north of us is going to turn into a warm front, and watch what happens when that warm front stays in play. That wind is going to stay out of the south, and it's going to allow those temperatures to really ramp up, and we're talking temperatures going into the upper 80s, even low 90s for Wednesday going into Thursday of next week, with a caveat, and that caveat is a thunderstorm chance. We're not in the 80s and 90s right now, folks. We're seeing temperatures in the mid 70s. We're at 77 in La Crosse. Humidity is at 20%, with winds out of the west-northwest at 7 miles per hour. We're at 76 in Eau Claire with sunny skies. Humidity, it's low. It's at 17% with winds out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. High pressure, our nice fair weather friend, is large and in charge. You can just see how everything is just circling around this high pressure system. Look at all this rain across portions of the Black Hills region going up and over this high pressure system into the New England states. So that high pressure is just large and in charge. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s and 40s will greet you. Upper 30s towards Toma, 40s from Trempealeau over towards Preston down to Prairie du Chien. We'll see clear skies for tonight and abundant sunshine again for your Saturday, and we'll see temperatures on Saturday in the upper 70s to low 80s. 80 in Black River Falls, 81 La Crosse, 80 in New Albans, 79 towards Lansing, as well as Prairie du Chien. So the details of the first warn forecast for tonight will go into the mid 40s, mostly clear skies, a gorgeous evening with winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at the next 8 days, and half of it not bad. We're talking temperatures in the 80s with plenty of sun. The second half of the 8-day, we go into the 90s with thunderstorm chances Wednesday and Thursday, upper 80s for Friday and Saturday, but we're going to keep that thunderstorm chance in the forecast. Kind of good news, bad news. We don't really need the thunderstorms, but we do need that rain, as we are over an inch below normal for the entire month. So we could use a good soaking right about now, but not too much because of flooding issues.
Yeah, we have been dry very recently.
Yes.
Thanks, Eric. When we come back, the life-size exotic car built entirely out of Lego bricks. We'll get a look at this right after this.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring.
During the Memorial Day event going on now at PM Sleep Center, you can save up to $300 on a Posturepedic Plus High Point Hybrid mattress. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
There are too many options.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not, I got you. Who are you? I'm your fairy hotel mother.
What is happening?
Let me help you pick a hotel you feel good about. Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos. Ooh, spacious. Or a Cambria Hotel downtown for just the two of you. Hold my wand, don't wave it at anything. Get the best price by booking direct at choicehotels.com.
Yeah!
What did I say?
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, farm is in our name, so you know we're animal experts. And when it comes to your pets, we know it pays to have a plan. Whether you have a new addition or a grizzled companion, one that's sporty or even a bit sensitive. Whatever your pet's needs, they deserve advanced nutrition. Purina Pro Plan Nutrition. And this Friday through Sunday, we're thanking all veterans and active military with an extra 10% off their entire purchase.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra light-duty models.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
During the Memorial Day event going on now at PM Sleep Center, you can save up to $800 on select Stearns & Foster adjustable mattress sets. Your next mattress is at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 35 years.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Some people like to fly kites on Memorial Day weekend. Others prefer their flying machines in a different form. Well, today marks National Paper Airplane Day. People have been making these since at least 1909, but some think they were doing it as much as 2,000 years ago in China. The largest paper airplane created in Germany back in 2013. It had a wingspan of almost 60 feet. Meanwhile, the record for the longest distance a paper airplane has flown is 226 feet. Definitely don't ask me to make one for you, though. That's going to go 2 feet in the right direction and then usually flip midair and end up with a negative distance mark for me. Not as skilled in the paper-making department. Take a look at this, though. A gigantic full-sized Ferrari Mansa built entirely out of Lego bricks being unveiled at Legoland in Denmark. Only the steering wheel and the wheels were actual Ferrari components. Builder Anders Konshag says that the project took 2,711 hours to complete with the help, of course, of Ferrari designers. The project used a total of over 383,000 pieces. Eric's going to be right back after this with one final check of your holiday forecast.
It's Home's Memorial Day sale with a large selection of in-stock furniture on sale up to 30% off. Plus, get no money down, no minimum purchase, 6-year special financing, and free shipping during the Memorial Day sale, only at Home Furniture.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for Auto Show, where you can experience new Ford SUVs firsthand. Then head to your Northland Ford dealers for exclusive offers like 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Hurry in today. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Get 4 Arby's Classic Roast Beef Sandwiches for just $10. That's one for now, one after that, one to celebrate the first 2, and one more because that's how many 4 is. Arby's, we have the meat.
Meet a doctor who connects all the dots.
Oftentimes, people with low back pain, knee pain, or hip pain don't even recognize that it's actually coming from their feet.
Their feet? For real?
Absolutely, 100%. It can have a domino effect because their foot and their ankle aren't supported properly. Their whole body is out of whack.
Getting back into whack? Good Feet arch supports could help.
Keeping your body in good alignment, that can go a long way.
Come in for your free fitting at the Good Feet store.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
During Home Seasonal Concepts Memorial Day patio sale, get up to 30% off regular prices on the largest selection of outdoor furnishings, like this 4-piece wicker patio set for just $11.99, and get 6-year special financing at Home Seasonal Concepts Memorial Day patio sale.
One final look at the next date. Several hours. We'll go to 71 by the 8 o'clock hour, 40s and 50s overnight.
All right, Eric, thanks very much, and
bet.
thanks for joining us tonight at 5. Hope to see you at 6.